Hello SGD, Sacred Geometry Decoded, and this will be part 5 in this series. We've been focusing on the pentagram and this interesting geometry that comes from it, and we'll be going through and screenshot. This is a photo from New Acton in Canberra, just reminiscent of that interstellar in the fourth dimension, because that will be the theme. So let's look at the fourth dimension. Claude Bragdon, very important architect, also a theosophist, and so the Platonic solids, 3 dimensions, classical architecture, but also this theme of dimensionality. And for instance, one of his illustrations as well, the square, as in square of or area, 2nd dimension, 3rd dimension, the cube, and then the 4th dimension, or hypercube, the tesseract. And this will be a theme in this particular episode. I'll put links in the description to A Primer of Higher Space, or the 4th dimension, written by Claude Bragdon. He talks about it, in the mathematical sense, because mathematics is a handwriting on the human consciousness of the very spirit of life itself. But he also connects the 4th dimension into a more mystical, theosophistic type of thinking. But back to this diagram that we've been building up, and particularly these angles and these numbers. So previous episode 33, 153, and 273, and how they connect, especially through religion and mystic traditions. That was the previous episode. But prior to that, I mentioned Harshad or Niven numbers as well. These very special numbers. These going back to even part 1, 360, 72, 144, 216, and 288. How they also have these very important connections. They're built into systems of weights and measure, but also into natural cycles as well. Wonderful stuff. It's a coherent system defined by nature, but also replicated in the architecture and the mystic spiritual traditions as well. So Harshad number, or a Niven number, is divisible by the sum of its digits. So 360, we can just ignore the 0. So 3 plus 6 is 9, and 36 divided by 9 is 4. Now 360 divided by 9 is 40. We'll come back to that in the next few episodes. 72 is also a Niven number. 7 plus 2 is 9. 72 divided by 9. 144, same thing. 216, same thing. And 288, same thing. Now all of these add up to 9. 288 adds up to 18. Now you could reduce 18 down to 9, but strictly speaking, a Harshad number or a Niven number is by the sum of its digits, so you have to stick with 18. Now 33, so 33, 153, and 273. Well, 33 is not a Harshad or a Niven number. Neither is 273, but all these numbers do connect in an exquisite way if you think 1st, 2nd, 3rd, and 4th dimension. And now 153 is a Harshad or a Niven number. 1 plus 5 plus 3 is 9. 153 divided by 9 is 17. So 9 times 17. So all the 9 times tables. So 1 times 9 is 9, obviously. 2 times 9 is 18. 1 plus 8 is 9. 3 times 9 is 27. 2 plus 7 is 9. 9 times 4 is 36. 3 plus 6 is 9. 9 in base 10 has this special quality where the digits will always reduce back down to a 9. So that's one of the reasons why this is happening, and it's just one of those built into base 10. Now 153 is also a triangular number. So we begin with 1. And then we have 1 plus 2, or you could also apply this to the Pythagorean tetractys or the tetragrammaton in Kabbalist tradition as well. But 1 plus 2 is 3, 1 plus 2 plus 3 equals 6, 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 equals 10. These are the triangular numbers. And what happens if we go down? Now 36 is also a triangular number. What happens if we go down? Well, what we get is the 17th triangular number is 153. 9 times 17 is 153. So there's the first of these nice little connections between 153. It is a very special number. That's why previous episode I meant, like how it's mentioned, so important connections. Now, so 153, 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4, etc., plus 16, plus 17, 153. Now, how does this connect? Well, what we'll find is that this number will, and the others will all blend together. This is why they're so important in mystic traditions, because they're very beautiful, special numbers. The handwriting, as Bragdon said, the mathematics is like the handwriting on the universe, and these are another interesting thing in regards to triangular numbers. So the fifth triangular number is 15, but instead of adding them, we multiply them. So 1, then 1 times 2 is 2, 1 times 2 times 3 is 6. Now that's also what makes 6 a very special number. 1 plus 2 plus 3 equals 6. 1 times 2 times 3 equals 6. In the perfect numbers, 6 is the most perfect number. And it was, yeah, it's nice. But anyway, so 1 plus 2 plus 6, 1. Okay, 1 times 2 times 3 times 4 is 24. 1 times 2 times 3 times 4 times 5 is 120. You add these first 5 up, you get 153. So triangular numbers we add, and here we're multiplying them, and we get 153 emerges as well. Now in the Vesica Piscis, Vesica Pisces, the best, so strictly speaking, the ratio of width to height of the mandala, or the almond in the center, is the square root of 3 exactly. Now the best whole number approximate of that is 265 over 153 is the square root of 3, best whole number approximate. So if square root of 3 is 1.7320508, 1.7320508, but you see how close it is there. Now that's up to the 5th or 6th decimal point. If you're using any real world application, if you can get it to 4 or 5 decimals, you know, in the real world, that's as good as you're going to ever have to get. But the vesica is also, because it's 2 equilateral triangles, so that would be from this point to there, equilateral triangle, and the same underneath, which is why the common, like the set square we use in a mechanical technical drawing kit, is at a ratio of 1 or 153 to 26. That's the best whole number approximate. But in the actual tech drawing kit, this is 1 to exactly the square root of 3, because this is, if 153 here, this is exactly twice that. So a 1 to 2 ratio, therefore the actual set square is exactly the square root of 3, but as a whole number approximate, that's why 153 is so important. Now the vesica, 153 fishes caught in the net, but also when you see in Christian art, this mandala, this shape here in the center as the mandala or the almond shape, you'll often see Jesus depicted in there as well. So there's a nice connection. And even like Chartres Cathedral, they have Euclid, Pythagoras, and these other masters of the quadrivium on there. But that's another connection to 153. But now triangular numbers. Now how does 153 connect to 33? 33 is the largest positive integer that cannot be expressed as a sum of different triangular numbers. You can't add triangular numbers up and get, well, 33. So 33, you cannot do it, just like 33 is not an Hashad number. Now, the lowest narcissistic number is 153. That's a number which is equal to the sum of its digits cubed. And now we get the third dimension in cubes. Now keep in mind the third power, the cubes. 1 cubed plus 5 cubed plus 3 cubed equals 153. It is the lowest narcissistic number. This is the highest number, largest number that cannot be expressed in triangular numbers, which is 153 being triangular. But let's stick with this power. Now, Diophantine numbers. Now, 33 is the smallest that cannot be expressed as a cubed plus b cubed equals c cubed, where a, b, and c are integers or whole numbers. That's what it. So there's a nice cubed and cubed, nice little connections again. Now, what is also special about 153 is that it connects all of these numbers here, every single one of them. And how? In the third dimension, as in cubes. Now there's a special, like up to about over 2000, it doesn't always apply, but any number which is divisible by 3, as in the third power, will break down. So for instance, 36, 3 cubed plus 6 cubed, or 27 plus 216 is 243. 243, 2 cubed plus 3 cubed, 4 cubed plus 3 cubed, 99. 9 cubed plus 9 cubed, 148. Well, they'll always reduce down to 153. And that's where they'll stop, because 1 cubed plus 5 cubed plus 3 cubed, 1 cubed plus 5 cubed plus 3 cubed equals 153, the lowest narcissistic number. Now that's 36. Now because 33 is divisible by 3, exactly the same thing happens in the third dimension using its digits, just like in the Harshad numbers, Niven numbers, but in the third dimension this time, what do we get? 153. This will just repeat. So 72, same thing. 144 will reduce to 153. 216 will reduce to 153 in the third dimension, just a reminder. 273, it's divisible by 3, it will reduce to 153 in the third dimension. So will 288. So all these numbers are nicely linked in the third dimension, just like 33 connections, and it comes back. So third dimension, 153 being like a number that unites them all. Now, mentioned already the 3D connections, triangular number connections to 53. Now, what's special about 288 is that it is, I like the term, it is married to 153 in the third dimension, because 1 cubed plus 3 cubed plus 5 cubed equals 153. Up to 6. 6 is the most perfect number where we saw earlier. Yeah, if you remember, 1 plus 2 plus 3 equals 6. 1 times 2 times 3 equals 6. Okay, but so odd numbers in the third dimension add to 153. Even numbers in the third dimension add to 288. 288 and 153. Now, well, okay, back to 33 in the cube. So, yeah, it's just lovely stuff. Now, third dimension, as we've seen, joins all of these, especially you've 153 and even triangular numbers, just great stuff. Now, 216 in the third dimension, 1 times 2, 1 cubed times 2 cubed times 3 cubed equals 216. 360. 1 squared times 2 squared times 3 squared equals 36. 1 cubed plus 2 cubed plus 3 cubed equals 36. The third dimension. 144. Now this 3, 4, 5, as in, just think Pythagorean, but okay, 3 to the first plus 4 to the second plus 5 to the third equals 140. 3 to the first plus 4 to the second plus 3 to the 5 to the third plus 6 to the fourth, so now we're into the fourth dimension, equals 1440. Exactly 10 times that lovely nice little connection in there. Now so we're in the fourth dimension now, and 288. Beautiful, perfect 4D number, because 1 to the fourth times 2 to the third times 3 to the second times 4 to the first is 288. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 4, 3, 2, 1, multiplied, 288. 1 to the first plus 2 to the second plus 3 to the third plus 4 to the fourth equals 288. 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 4, plus 1, 4, 2, 3, 3, 2, 4, 1, multiply. Fourth dimension. Come to me to the fourth dimension. I'll put the link in the description, because I do, if you're into your numbers more, and this sort of, yeah, because this connects to the harmonic numbers as well, we mentioned earlier, 108, 216, 432, 864, all of them, and they all come when you think first, second, third, and fourth dimension. Beautiful, wonderful. It's written into nature. You know, you can't make this up. These are the laws of geometry and math, and they're embedded in the mystical, esoteric, spiritual, religious traditions across the world, because of the beauty of these things. That the universe forces us towards. You see, we can't change it. These are the laws which bind us all together. Anyway, with that, more to come. Hope you have enjoyed.